The way we plan to work on a project and how we deal with problems are closely related to how we think. In this module, let's talk about the empirical inquiry, critical thinking, and also reasoning to evoke effective and efficient planning as well as working on different scenarios. The word empirical means experiences or data derived from observations or experiment. So, an empirical inquiry or research is based on actual experiences which are observable or measurable. Hence, knowledge and understandings are derived. It also means that we do not merely follow theories that we have learned from textbooks. From observations or experiences, inductions and deductions are done. What are the differences between these two terms? It will be discussed later in another section. So, after obtaining knowledge or understanding, we must also test and evaluate to check if our research objectives are achieved. This whole cycle can be repeated in order to improve our work. You may then ask, this is so theoretical. How do we enable an empirical inquiry? It is not difficult. Just bear in mind, we must first identify research components such as goals and objectives. Then, scope our suitable definitions and variables, set appropriate hypotheses, and plan for relevant methods for analysis. Furthermore, we can have anticipated conclusions to guide us in evaluating our work. To make it more complete, the key characteristics of an empirical research are: first, specify our research or business questions that we want to answer. Then, scope down our target population and identify the behavior or phenomena being studied. In terms of data analytics, this step also involves identification of relevant features to be studied. Finally, we need to describe the process of study, such as selection criteria, controls, testing instruments, and so on. You may be confused by all these terms, so let us look at an example. This is called a research design matrix. Let us pay attention to the columns. The first column states, what do I need to know? This is the goal, the business questions that we are trying to answer. For example, here, what are the qualitatively different ways adult learners experience blending learning in higher education? You can try for different cases. Make the question short, clear, and precise. For example, in the case of a telco, a key question may be, why are the customers switch from one telco to another? From this key question, you may extend some sub-questions. For example, what mobile packages are used by these customers? What age groups are the customers from? What industry are they working at? And etc. Now, let us look at the second column. Why do I need to know this? In this example case, it is to identify and describe the phenomenon of interest. State, what are you expecting from asking the business question in the first column just now? Back to our telco example, we might want to identify the reasons our customers stopped using our services and decided to switch to other telcos. Also, we might want to know which packages are most liked or least liked by our customers. Next, the third column here asks, what kind of data will answer these questions? It is a qualitative research in this particular example. Therefore, these researchers may use interviews to get their data. For our telco example instead, we may use customer surveys or even customer data in our company database. Then, the next question in this research design matrix would be, where can I find the data? This example states, adult learners participating in a blended learning environment. In other words, this is to think what kind of samples we want to get. In our telco example, we may be interested to know why the customer leaves us. So we must think from the point of a customers who have left us. Therefore, when we sample, try to get sufficient data of customers who have already left us. The last column in this example is timeline. This is to outline the process of how to get data that we want. The example here states a series of interview actions the researchers need to carry out. For our telco case, we are not likely to carry out qualitative surveys. Therefore, we may want to consider, for example, customer survey timeline, or the timeline for us to query relevant customer data out of our company database. Anyhow, this is just an example of a research design matrix, which means you may add, delete, or change the matrix columns to suit your own research design. Now try it in the knowledge check section. All the best, and feel free to ask us any questions.